In the shimmering expanse of the Mediterranean, a shadowed target may have met its reckoning. Unconfirmed reports from both Ukrainian and Russian channels whisper of a strike on a Russian Shadow Fleet tanker, a vessel said to carry men of secrecy and power, GRU officers and government officials tied to the darkest corners of Moscow's intelligence apparatus. The ship, if these claims hold, became a crucible of chaos. Explosions, injuries, and deaths. 7 wounded, 2 lost. Echo the silent fury of modern warfare, where even the sea is no sanctuary. Most haunting of all is the name whispered across intelligence circles. Major General Andrei Vladimirovich Averyanov, a commander of the notorious GRU Unit 29155, the hand behind sabotage, poisonings, and destabilization across Europe. Unit 29155's fingerprints traced to history-shaking operations, the Skripal poisoning in the UK, covert strikes across the EU, and the Shadow War of Novichok. To strike a vessel carrying men of this caliber, if true, would mark one of the gravest blows to Russian military intelligence since the full-scale invasion began. It is not just a ship sunk. It is the potential fall of architects of secret wars beyond Ukraine's borders, yet caution threads through the tale. No confirmation has emerged from Ukraine's general staff, the SBU, GUR, or Western intelligence. Major media remain silent. What reaches us now is rumor, high stakes and volatile, like a flare on a dark sea. Even unverified, the strike hints at a new dimension of Ukraine's reach, where drones, missiles, and precision might touch the invisible hands of Moscow's intelligence machine. If true, the Mediterranean has become more than water. It has become a hunting ground where shadows are no longer safe. The story is still unfolding. But in the silent wake of the waves, one truth is certain. The game of shadows is dangerous, and no figure of this scale vanishes quietly. The Dobropilya axis has once again proven that in modern warfare, audacity and precision can turn the tide. Recent FPV drone footage from Ukrainian forces shows smoldering wreckage near Novshakov, destroyed Russian armored vehicles, trucks, and artillery, marking the aftermath of a fierce counterattack. Russian troops had attempted a breach, pressing forward with mechanized units in an effort to seize ground and disrupt Ukrainian positions. For a moment, it seemed the enemy might push through. But Ukrainian forces, combining frontline reconnaissance, drone operators, and mechanized brigades, orchestrated a swift and devastating response. FP-5 drones from assault units tracked movement, identified clustered vehicles, and guided precision strikes. Russian formations that thought they could regroup and consolidate found themselves under relentless fire. Armored columns erupted, supply trucks burned, and infantry scattered under accurate, coordinated attacks. Every loss inflicted on the Russians was a reclaiming of space, a reversal of momentum that had briefly slipped from Ukrainian hands. This was not merely defense, it was punishment. Ukrainian forces reclaimed contested positions near Dobropilya while turning Russian advance into chaos. The battle demonstrates a growing mastery of drone warfare, reconnaissance, and coordination across units, turning small, agile teams into instruments of massive destruction. Near Noveshakov, the field tells the story. Russian forces overextended, Ukraine struck with precision, and the enemy paid dearly. Dobropilya stands, for now, as a testament to the lethal combination of vigilance, speed, and technology in Ukraine's ongoing struggle to repel Moscow's mechanized pushes. Ukraine's Chief of Defense Intelligence, Kyrylo Budanov, delivered a stark warning. Russia is accelerating its aggression plans and may attempt to occupy the Baltic states as early as 2027, 3 years ahead of previous assessments. Speaking at an LB Club event, Budanov outlined Moscow's ambitions and the looming threats to Europe. According to Budanov, the Baltic nations, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, are seen by Russia as potential targets for occupation, while Poland is viewed differently. It could face targeted strikes rather than a full-scale takeover. The shift in Moscow's timeline, from 2030 to 2027, reflects an alarming acceleration in planning and preparation for direct aggression. Budanov also emphasized Ukraine's reliance on the United States for critical capabilities. Space-based, radar, and optical intelligence, along with early warning systems for ballistic missile threats, remain vital for Kyiv's defense strategy. These tools not only support operations in Ukraine, but also provide essential early warning for Europe against Russian military escalation. In essence, the warning is clear. Russia is reshaping its strategic timeline. Europe's northern flank faces heightened risks, and Ukraine's security continues to depend on allied intelligence and early warning cooperation to counter a fast-moving threat. The U.S. Treasury has quietly lifted sanctions on several companies previously involved in supplying equipment to Russia's military-industrial complex. Among them, Cyprus-based Veles, a subsidiary of a Moscow firm, UAE's 365 Days Freight Services, Turkey's Atasis, and Finland's High-Tech Konisto, along with its top manager, Finnish citizen Yevgenia Dremova. These firms exported sanctioned equipment, including optoelectronics and lab gear used by Russia's defense sector. While their Russian recipients remain under sanctions, Washington has not explained this decision, nor whether policy toward Russian end users will change. A pivotal moment is unfolding for Russia's oil industry. Ukrainian analysts at Resursgam estimate that the Kremlin's oil is currently selling at $5 to $7 below the 30 to 35 break-even point, the threshold where Russia shifts from losing profits to generating direct industrial losses. The trend is accelerating, driven by global price declines, record discounts, and attacks on the so-called shadow fleet tankers. Bloomberg reports that the key Urals grade, Moscow's benchmark crude, recently fell to $34.56 per barrel, with weekly averages dropping another $1 to $1.43 depending on shipment ports. While Urals is not the only grade Russia sells, it is the main one, and its trajectory reflects the sector-wide pressure. Buyers are increasingly hesitant, forcing the Kremlin to expand discounts to move volumes. Weeks of these steep reductions show that Moscow has yet to establish comfortable workarounds to sanctions, keeping the pressure high. Analysts warn that another $5 to $7 drop could push the industry fully into direct losses, similar to what hit Russia's coal sector, if this trend continues for 1 to 2 quarters. Several factors could push prices lower in 2026. New oil fields coming online in Guyana and Canada, production recovery in Libya, and potential renewed OPEC participation. Sanctions pressure, both ongoing European measures and prospective U.S. sanctions, could force buyers to demand even larger discounts. Secondary sanctions, as already applied to Indian and Chinese firms, amplify the risk for Moscow, reinforcing the downward pressure. Finally, Ukraine's attacks on shadow fleet tankers add a new layer of disruption. Each strike increases uncertainty for Russian oil logistics and incentivizes buyers to demand further discounts. Taken together, these trends indicate a real possibility. By early 2026, the Kremlin's oil industry may face sustained direct losses, not merely reduced profits, threatening one of its most critical sources of revenue. This is not just market volatility. It is a strategic economic pressure campaign where precision, timing, and enforcement of sanctions converge to challenge Moscow's financial lifelines.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.